Hello friends, it's already like 38 days and election time, and most probably BBM will be our next president. But anyway, I'm still hoping that Pacquiao can catch up. But in the meantime friends, BBM is already smelling a win. So I want to ask the question friends, why the Filipino want to choose BBM to be our next president? So, and why BBM win? So probably friends, one reason is the machinery. I think BBM already prepared his machinery in advance, like 2 or 3 years before this election. Because, friends, first in the vice presidential race, he was frustrated because he cannot believe that he lost to Robredo. So during those 6 years, he was frustrated on protest and protest, wanting to really prove that he won the vice presidency. So in short, he was always thinking about politics, about power, and probably also this political revenge. So that might influence him why he prepared this machinery in advance. So probably in 2 years time, he already prepared which will be his headquarters in every provinces, in some towns, cities. He also prepared his campaign team already in advance. So that's what made him more prepared, more stronger machinery compared to other candidates. And also friends, of course, we know that this Marcos is really very strong. His father is one of the best politicians, and his father's machinery is still there, particularly strong in the north. So that Marcos machinery is really very strong, friends, and that's what made him able to connect and contact millions of Filipinos. And of course, plus the machinery of Duterte. Duterte have a special politics that when Duterte will campaign, there are people who will really fight, will really defend for Duterte. There is some magic, and you mix that with the powerful Marcos machinery, and that's very strong. And another reason, friends, is the family reputation. The old Marcos is proven to have produced results in our country. For example, during those 60s and 70s, the infrastructures, we have the best in Asia. Even the transportations, we have the best here in Asia. Even we can compete against the world during those Marcos time. And even our energy source, Marcos was always preparing for sustainability for a long term. And in fact, what Marcos had made in the 60s and 70s, some of it we're still enjoying now. The infrastructures. In short, Marcos' reputation is proven to make results, and the Filipinos want this type of leaders. Because some leaders, the Filipinos think that they're just good talking, they cannot make results. They're just good in promises, they cannot make results. That's one of the reason why the Filipinos will choose for Marcos, even if Marcos have some bad reputation also, but still those glory days of Philippines still influence, and that's why Filipinos still vote for once a Marcos. And BBM, Filipinos might think that BBM is a carbon copy of his father. So also this experience and leadership, the Marcos experience and leadership, the Filipinos might want this leadership. Remember friends, when Marcos speak in his time, the old Marcos, he speaks spontaneously with dignity and with class. And even the world leaders of US, European countries, these rich countries will listen to the old Marcos because he speaks with authority, with dignity, and there is a certain class. And the Filipinos want to bring back that glory days, that a feeling that we belong to a class, we belong to a leader with dignity, and the Filipino assume that BBM might be a carbon copy of his father. And that's the reason why they want him to be president. And another reason, friends, why Filipinos vote for Marcos is they believe in the Marcos leadership. The Marcos leadership that has been proven. The Marcos leadership that considers results. The Marcos leadership that brings quality and class. That was those days during the Marcos. We belong to a certain class. We had world respect. Even our military was strong. And even here in Asia, when America want to talk about Asia nation, they will contact the Philippines. The European wants to connect to the Asian nations, they will contact Philippines. It's like there is a different respect by the world leaders, by other countries of Philippines during Marcos time. And probably that's why the Filipinos will choose BBM because they think that BBM is a carbon copy of the older Marcos. But however, friends, I still hope that Pacquiao will win. I'm really for Pacquiao. I believe that Pacquiao will win, will really make our country great, and he is the one who can unite us, and he is different. But because my reason for that, friends, the 1960 and 70 of the older Marcos time is a different world. This year 2022, this year is a different of COVID. People are liar. People are full of fake news. It's different world compared to the 60s and 70s. And it has to be something like Pacquiao, but I think I cannot explain it, but I think Pacquiao will make our country great. But anyway, friends, if BBM, let's see, maybe BBM will make our country great. Have a nice weekend.